Pacha with Weekly Pele Report. I got a new place. Check it out. Oh my goodness gracious me. No, I'm just kidding. It's only for a week, but it's nice. Anyway, this is the Astrology weather report for November 26th of 2025. And all I can say is hallelujah. I predict that this is going to be an amazing, beautiful week. Wow. I mean, as of today, we have a grand trine of Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. Venus moving through the late degrees of Scorpio. We've got water everywhere, right? And she's moving on. She is going to trine Neptune on Sunday, just before she goes into Sagittarius. So Venus is emerging out of the dark underworld of Scorpio into the sign of Sagittarius. She will oppose Uranus. Yes, on Saturday, also just before making a kite. You remember the kite pattern I talked about before? So we have a kite, Venus opposite Uranus, in trine with Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, and those guys are sextile to Uranus. You can look at the chart at the beginning. I don't want to go over the whole thing too much. But yeah, it's very, 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 very beautiful. I'm going to be talking about that. In the meantime, the moon now is in Aquarius. Okay. And she is going to be moving on into Pisces tomorrow, and then coming into a very nice, well, nice, as nice as a square can be, 6 degrees, 17 minutes, okay, of Pisces. She's going to square the sun at 16 degrees, at 6 degrees, 17 minutes of Sagittarius. You know, I mean, it's not always easy to like walk and talk at the same time. So anyway, what else? Saturn is stationing. Dead stop. Saturn's going to go direct tomorrow. And Mercury is stationing. Going to go direct on Saturday. Things are going to start moving forward here. I mean, really, this is really an amazing time period that we have going on here. And when Venus goes, into Sag, then we're going to have the Sun, Venus, Mars, and Black Moon Lilith. Did want to mention that we will have a Mars exactly conjunct Black Moon Lilith at the same time as that moon squares the sun. It's pretty powerful. I may talk about that a little bit, but in general, let me just stop walking around here, find a place to hang, and talk to you about what all of this implies. All right, everybody. I want to get this while the getting is good. Venus trine Jupiter and Saturn, a grand trine in water. How amazingly beautiful. And now we're coming up to, I think I want to start out right off the bat with the Sabian symbol, because Sagittarius, okay, Venus moving into Sag, the Sun, Mars, Black Moon Lilith already in Sag, Jupiter, the ruler of Sag, down there in Cancer, okay, brings us, there's a little bit of a dual message here going on, because, Sagittarius, we think of Jupiter, fire, the 9th house, foreign lands, foreign journeys, and philosophy and natural law, and it's mutable and changeable, and freedom, key word for Sagittarius. I need my space. I need my freedom to explore and adventure and ride horses, go to the Olympics. We've got all this, Sagittarius energy, but it's all in astrology. It's said disposited. Yeah. So whenever a planet's in another sign, another planet's sign, it's disposited. So all this Sagittarius, which is kind of out and about, it's disposited by Jupiter down here in cozy little Cancer. Home, roots, family, my inner child, wanting emotional connection, nurturing, intimacy, loving, support. So it's really, it's very interesting. It reminds me of like the deeper the roots, the higher the branches. The more we do our inner work, the farther out we can go and the higher up we can go, right? So I'd like to say that this is a time of, travel and expansion and blah, 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 and philosophy and go to university and go to school and whatever. But with this Jupiter moving through Cancer, trining, of course, like I say, Saturn and Neptune and Venus and, Mercury is going to also come back, into this grand trine again. It brings in, and also just the time of year. It's really interesting that this time of year is Christmas, and there is an emphasis on family. There is an emphasis on returning to our roots, and Christmas brings up a lot of memories, for better or for worse, of childhood, of family. We know that, the sun will go into Capricorn, but even now, Black Friday and everything, society is really, especially Western and, in the United States, it's, Black Friday. But I'm over here in Thailand and I go to booking.com and I see Black Friday deals. I mean, it's like Hollywood and the United States have just like splat all over the freaking planet with their capitalistic, materialistic. I don't want to go into it. Let's talk about the Sabian symbol. Yeah? I mean, this square moon, this is really beautiful, and it's what I really want to talk about today. Illumined by a shaft of light, a large cross lies on rocks, surrounded by sea mist. The spiritual blessing which strengthens individuals who, happen what may, stand uncompromisingly for their own truth. People who do not depend upon collective values, traditions, or support, but seek at any cost to be true to their individual self and destiny, almost inevitably face some kind of crucifixion. Can you relate? I relate. They are sustained only by the power within them, to which a light above answers. The symbol tells us, and he puts this in quotes, be true to thine own self, and in the midst of the outer confusion displayed by those surrounding you, you will realize what you really are as an individual, a son or daughter of God, goddess. I put in my own little edits, I mean, he wrote it a long time ago. This symbol presents us with a realization in polar opposition to that evoked by the preceding scene. It implies the supreme worth of a life guided by an inner voice and manifesting a high degree of, in capital letters, self-assertion. Boom. Is that not Mars in Sagittarius? Yeah, baby. So all this Sagittarius and all this Jupiter, and it's very interesting that that Sabian symbol is Pisces, the 7th degree of Pisces. It's the square moon. But it's still talking about truth. And we want to look at truth. I've been just contemplating truth and what is truth and how we can define truth. And I'm kind of going on a theme here, okay, that I see emerging, because this grand trine is in water. And water is emotional, water is personal, water is feminine, water is inner. And we live in a patriarchal, masculine, hierarchical, external, material appearances, reality that is crumbling apart. So when we think about truth, and if you go to AI, you go, well, what's truth, whatever, it's going to say the facts, the events, what really happened. They want truth in a court of law, okay, and it's objective. And the higher we can get, right, the bird's eye view or the UFO or the helicopter, we see a greater truth, a bigger truth. We see the truth, this objective truth. And I'm going to say this is totally valid. I don't want to dismiss it, because we can think of the other example. 5 blind people surround an elephant and are told to describe it. One grabs a tusk, one grabs the tail, one pets the skin. They're all going, so our ego that, exists in this third dimension of separation, we see only from our egoic perspective. We see a limited truth. And the more that we can ascend, meditate, move into, higher realms or more objective realities of truth. And this is very Sagittarius. It's very Aquarius. It's very Piscean, right? That's what yoga and meditation is all about, is stepping outside of our brain and our left brain, and Sagittarius is even our right brain intuition. So our intuition can show us, can reveal a higher truth, a greater reality. I'm not denying that. However, today I would also, with this grand trine in water, want to speak and feel into, and that's what the mantra for today is, my inner truth. And when we look at this Sabian symbol, it is the personal truth. So, you can look at, well, what's emotional truth, emotional honesty, personal truth. And there we've got 8 billion different personal truths. There's nothing objective about your personal truth. It's unique. We are each individuals. So we've got juxtaposed against each other or with each other. This is the paradox of life. I mean, I think it's super cool. There is objective truth and there is subjective truth. And I was even thinking that the more we evolve our personal subjective truth, the more we, like really open to our spiritual self and merge with all that is and the spiritual oneness of all creation, our personal truth becomes one with universal truth. Ow! Yeah, baby. You know what I'm talking about. It's possible to get there. That's enlightenment. This is my definition of enlightenment is when, I can subjectively, personally merge with all that is and understand and see and feel, intuit, Jupiter style, ultimate truth and reality. Yeah. So, and this is what the mantra is about. I'm going to be honest with myself. This is where it starts. And if I'm honest with myself, why am I smiling? Do I want people to like me? Am I afraid of conflict? Am I honestly, truly joyous? Am I, was I taught to smile as a baby in order to get my mom to hold me and love me? Am I da. I mean, it's just like, this is Scorpio, Mercury, Scorpio. This is, Venus opposite Uranus right now. We can have lightning flashes. This is such a great time of seeing ourselves, of seeing our truth. And what is our truth as differentiated from mom's truth, dad's truth, the church's truth, the political, truth or whatever. There's a connection between truth and belief. Jupiter and Sagittarius have to do with them both. My truth has a lot to do with what I believe. And we have to really separate out. This is Jupiter in Cancer. This is a beautiful time of really going into, okay, who am I as different from my friends, my family, my color of skin, my religion, my country, my political party, my business, corporate identity, whatever. Am I just an astrologer? Am I a son, a father, a partner? I mean, we've got all these freaking identities, man. So you gotta you gotta pick through, and find, that needle in a haystack of my personal truth. And then, bam, Sagittarius, you got to speak it, you got to show it, you got to shine it, you got to maybe teach it, you got to be a walking, living, breathing, talking example of it. That actually comes more in Capricorn. Sagittarius is more mutable, and it's more about, natural law and, truth. And out of that comes man-made laws, institutions, governments, educational systems. That's Capricorn. That's coming. But right now, take off. Go out in nature. Go to another country. Experience another culture. Okay? Or bring someone home for your Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. Right? that's foreign, something that is outside. What is our perspective? If we don't travel, if we don't, experience other realities, other cultures, other religions, other perspectives on things. I even thought of Donald Trump. If you're a businessman in America, you're going to see Donald Trump from one way. And if you're an immigrant from Mexico living in America, you're going to see Donald Trump another way. If you're trying to get a visa from South Africa and get into the United States, you're going to see Donald Trump another way. If you're living in the jungles of, the Amazon, you may not see Donald Trump at all. If you're, in Europe or, BRICS or something, you see, there's every different perspective. Okay, and all these people will have a different belief and a different truth, a love, a hate, a dismissal, an avoidance, a frustration, we all see everything from this unique personal perspective. The thing to really get is to maybe try, and go beyond. Jupiter is expansion. In the sign of Cancer, it wants to expand our family, expand our hearts, open ourselves, generosity, nurturing, protecting, really, giving food, shelter, clothing, love, affection, our emotional, world, sharing it with others. So, it's just like the more we can get up, out and away, the more we can really be enlightened. I promise to be honest with myself and all my friends, for even though it may upset, we'll all give thanks in the end. Very simple mantra this week, but very hard to do, isn't it? So, this honesty is not only, it's like, first, I have to be honest with myself. I'm pissed off, I'm frustrated, I'm sad, I'm afraid. Just that is a tall order. That's huge. We lie to ourselves, we pretend, we suppress, we deny, we escape, we numb out, we shoot up, we toke, whatever. Just living with uncomfortable feelings, just owning that this is fucked. That's a big step. I know it's a big step for me. It's not always a big step for everybody else. I do know other people. It's a lot easier. But I'm not going to name names. But we coming into that place, then being, okay, I am honestly feeling this way. I want to be true to myself. I'm going to upset the apple cart in the boardroom, in my business partnership, in the bedroom, with my family, at Thanksgiving dinner. I can't say how many Thanksgiving dinners I've had where the shit hit the fan. Holiday season is when family gets together. This is where we have a shitload of karma. You didn't choose this family for nothing, baby. We get triggered, and we trigger family more than anybody else. So it all comes home to roost. with that turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. So be honest with myself and my friends. I didn't stick family in there. I should have said, I promise to be honest with myself, family, and friends. For even though I may upset, we'll all give thanks in the end. I should modify. I'm going to modify the freaking mantra. Off the cuff, baby. So yeah, I just want to close with that mantra. I want to close with good luck. And this is a time, the final point is that the reason this time is so good for this is it's a grand trine in water with Saturn. Slow down. To really be honest with ourselves requires contemplation and meditation. And a lot of times, if we feel threatened or we feel afraid, or we gotta, should I buy this for this person or this Christmas present or this Hanukkah thing or this, this is a time where there's lots of we got lots of things to do before vacation. We've got lots of taxes to do before year end. We've got a lot of sales and promotions to do. This is actually so beautiful. Having a grand trine in water at this time can really help us slow down in the midst of busyness and chaos. Maybe the first truth that you have to own is that you are too busy pleasing other people, or you spend too much time trying to make money because you're afraid of starvation and you're insecure and you don't feel, like Goddess is going to take care of you, or the world is really going to love you, or da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's boil it down, baby. Are you spending enough time? Jupiter in Cancer is I am personally nourishing myself emotionally. I am taking time out. I am following my feelings, and my feelings change minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day. And my life is free enough. Jupiter in Cancer, Sun in Sag. I am free enough to follow my own drummer. And by God, I am going to start right here at home today, right now. Being honest with myself, I need to relax, and I'm going to share that with my family and friends. Hey, everybody, I need to relax. I need some time off. I need some time out. I need some space. Back off. Sorry, boss. Screw your deadline. I think that you're, this whole company, just turns my stomach with how, personal needs are not honored or respected. I'm sick of 2 weeks of vacation every year. I want 6 weeks of vacation every year. Oh my God. Whatever, baby. One more time. I promise to be honest with myself, family, and friends. For even though I may upset, we'll all give thanks in the end. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.